So this is me just thinking aloud. First time, I haven't practiced this before, but I'm going to use this kind of as a pre-reading technique as well as an after-reading technique, and that will kind of help me write a two-paragraph summary about what this can actually teach me about um, the article, the text that I'm reading, as well as what um, I can learn from the article. So I notice reward and positive, I think, are pretty similar. Studying seems to be a big point in this article. Reasons. It's interesting writing system is there. I'm looking at all these other ones. I'm not seeing immediate, and that kind of surprises me, I guess. Behavior, I guess I would expect. My article is about, let me pull it up, controlling your own study behavior. Um, thinking about controlling your behavior, your study behavior. I'm surprised that pinball's in there. I'm interested to see what that is about. Degree, cream, money. But the big idea is, if I were going to guess what this article focuses on, obviously studying is the purpose, but making sure you have a reason, maybe immediate consequences, positive rewards, and again, reason shows up. Well, reason itself shows up, and then reasons plural shows up. That's interesting. And then work, and I don't know why one shows up a lot. That's interesting as well. Okay, so if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna say that this is gonna tell me a lot about consequences. Giving myself positive rewards and making sure I have a reason to study, and then looking for maybe behaviors, writing systems. That's gonna be my bet. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that and then start again. I'll start this video again. Okay, so I just read this article, and I'm gonna kind of quickly summarize my own thoughts just for myself about how I'm gonna connect this to the Wordle. So I really like, first of all, how he organizes his article by answering, his paragraphs answer questions. So how is knowledge gained? Why gain knowledge? And then after that, it's mostly advice and experience, a sort of story that he tells. And some of this is a tutorial almost by itself. He kind of asks us to participate, reasons why you should study. And then again, he gives a personal example that involves a pinball machine, which is why the pinball showed up so many times, or as much as a bigger word. And then in the end, again, it's kind of a tutorial thing where he sums up what he taught us, why it's important, and how we can apply it. So that's my summary of this. Now if I go back to my document where my Wordle is, you're just going to pretend that my Wordle's there. And now that I see this, this is kind of different to me now. It seems a lot clearer why these words are here, and even more importantly, like maybe the connections between them. He talked a lot about how positive consequences were really important, and immediate positive consequences in particular. Positive consequences would be the same as reward for him. And so in summary, he was kind of saying you need to work out your own positive consequences, and they have to be immediate in order for you to help you get motivated, to help you work through hard things. So in my document, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side and maybe start writing, brainstorming right here. My first paragraph, I'm going to write about the reasons that the positive and the reward and the reason and the word reasons are big. And then I'm going to just summarize the article, and the article talks about how to use a positive reward system to motivate yourself. And as I'm writing, more stuff is kind of coming back, which is the purpose of this activity, is just to kind of brainstorm and do a little bit more deeper understanding for myself. Because not only did he talk about positive rewards, but he talked about, I'm going to say the writer, or the author, asked readers to do a self-assessment of the reasons that we study. Some of those reasons are to get long-term positive benefits or to avoid long-term negative benefits, but usually those don't help. We need to use short-term, immediate hits as a way to reward ourselves for doing little pieces of a bigger project. For example, I mean, he did give this example that an immediate reward like going to a movie wouldn't work because it's not soon, it's not a reward we would get immediately after the hard work. We would have to get up, drive to the theater, buy tickets, wait for commercials, etc. Where, on the other hand, a reward like playing a quick card game, or in his case, playing on a pinball machine, work better because those rewards are close and quick. And then I'm also going to write my second paragraph about, he did talk about, as like, you can kind of see this word pop up, knowledge. Talk about why knowledge is important, but I didn't find that as interesting or as important as this word behavior, because, I'm going to write it down. He also talked about the word behavior quite a bit. Behavior, better said, he suggested reducing the rewards over time so that we form a behavior. At the beginning, he would reward himself with a game of pinball after every page he wrote, but over time he reduced it to every 2 pages he made it a matter of luck and chance by flipping a coin every 2 pages to see if he would get to play pinball. Trying to think if there's anything else important in here. I'm not entirely sure why 1 is there, except for maybe it's a word that just comes up a lot. Degree, he talked about getting his degree in practice, and you see the movie there, that was part of his text. Probably just sum it up with what I learned. Maybe I'll just add in there quick about the knowledge. Knowledge was an important word. Well, and actually, you know what? I don't remember exactly what he said, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that back up. I know where it is. How is knowledge gained? Most agree that gaining knowledge or learning involves 2 things, experience and practice. Oh no, it's how to gain knowledge. So why gain knowledge? Okay, so studying involves exposure to information and practice of knowledge. Let's read that again. Studying involves exposure to information and practice of knowledge behavior. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Something is missing. He's missing that something that is the heart of the problem for many students. What is missing is the reason for studying. Okay, so I don't feel like he actually answers this question. But he does talk about knowledge, that it's kind of a universal thing and it requires experience and practice, and he brings that up a little bit in both of these. So exposure to information and practice, and then experience is kind of like exposure and practice. Whoop. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my document. Knowledge is an important word because it includes, let's see, knowledge. I'm going to say was not as important as it seemed in the worlde. The writer, I'm going to say the author because I said the writer above, so I want to keep some variety. The writer says that knowledge requires experience, exposure, and practice to obtain. And that motivation is a key part of why many students struggle to obtain knowledge. There you have it. I have 2 paragraphs. That was me studying this worlde, reading the article in about 15 minutes. So if you have any questions, come ask me.